Alrighty, let me tell you who I met today. Kind of cool. You guys ever heard of a Richard Keel? Yeah, I want you to think of James Bond, The Spy Who Loved Me. The character on there named Jaws had the gold or silver teeth. Yeah, I got to meet him today. What a cool guy. Totally awesome. He was like, well, do whatever you gotta do. And I said to him, you that movie star dude? He said, yep. I said, James Bond, Spy Who Loves Me? He laughed and he said, yep. He's 72 years old. And he says, you're the first person that's recognized me in a long, long time. I said, I don't know how they couldn't recognize you. But he's 72 years old and he rides around and hover around because his knees and hips. And the guy's 7'2". So I'm like, just no biggie, just stay there. I'll take care of you. So it made him so happy that I recognized him. He's like, I got some autographed photos in my stuff over here. Let me give you one. I said, sir, I can't accept it. I said, I'd really like it, but I can't take it. So he said, well, I'll ask your boss. I said, he's going to tell you the same thing. I said, we got all these cameras. We got 60 cameras up here. I said, any of us, we're not allowed to accept anything. He said it's, you know, it doesn't cost anything, it's low value. And I said, I know. These are the rules that we live by, and I don't play the game. I mean, I play the game. So we got him. He did ask my boss, and my boss told him we just can't do it. We got too many cameras and all that. So he was kind of disappointed. And as he was driving off, he said, "Go on the website to my fan site, to my." Evidently, he's got a website or something. He said, tell me who you are, and I'll mail you one. So I might do that. And on this video, I'm going to try and get some pictures off the website of him and post him up so you guys will recognize him. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows who I'm talking about after I explained it. Yeah, I got to meet him today, and then I met the other famous guy that I got to meet was, you guys remember Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Marlon Perkins? Well, he's dead, but I met his sidekick, Jim. I think it's James McDonald, maybe. Anyway, I met Jim, and I looked at the name and I said, I think I know you. He says, yeah, who do you think I am? I said, are you Jim? off of, and he says, yeah, I'm Jim off of Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom. And I said, cool, dude. I said, man, I remember watching you and Marlon sitting on my grandpa's lap when I was like knee high. I remember all that. And I said, I particularly remember you wrestling that crocodile. And he told me the episode in the year, and he says that was the last one we did for the year that year. He said it was a good thing because that crocodile whipped him with his tail and hit him in the ribs, and they still haven't fixed that. I guess he's got rotor cuff or some kind of injury that he was supposed to be back, probably 6 months ago to get that fixed, but I didn't run into him. But Mutual Omaha's taking real good care of him. Oh, the other thing I told him, I said, when I sort of identified him, and then he said, yeah, I'm him, and I said, yeah, you took a lot of ass whoopings for Marlon Burton. And he just laughed. Oh my God, he laughed. And he wanted to give me an autograph picture too, but I couldn't take it. But that was probably the neatest one I've ever met, because I actually got some family connection out of that. It brought back my grandpa just right there when I was talking to him and saying, you know, I was sitting on my grandpa's lap. So, you know, things you remember from childhood, and you don't really think about them, and then you run into something or somebody, and it brings back those memories, and it's just like, wow, I had forgotten all about that. I mean, it's not something I normally think about, sitting on Grandpa's lap watching Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. But the memories just came flooding back, and it was like it was real time right there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Because today was really cool. I mean, this guy's hands are so huge. I was doing everything, and then it came time I had to sample his hands, and I said, okay, I got to do your hands. I mean, he flies a lot. Let me tell you, he flies a lot. He knew. He drove right up to the door and said, you guys got to pat me down. And I started going into the spiel that we have to give, and he's like, just do what you got to do. I know what you're going to do, so just do it. And I'm like, all right, cool. And he holds his arms out, and I says, relax your arms. He put them back on the hand grips and just sat there. And I said, okay, time to do your hands. So he flipped his hands over like this, and I had a swab in my hand, and I'm looking at these hands, and I jokingly look at him and I go, now you know this is going to take a while as big as them mitts are. And he started laughing. I mean, he was cool. He was totally cool. And then I've run into a few. Most of the WWF guys are, most of them are cool. You guys remember Fonzie? Yeah. He's not cool. He is definitely not cool. Trying to think of Randy. The wrestlers are real cool. There was one of these chicks, one of them wrestling chicks that came through, and I was on the door and I looked at her ticket and I went, "Are you the wrestler?" She says, "Yep, sure am." I said, "Man, I thought you were bigger. You look bigger on TV." And she acted like she got all hurt by it. I was like, "Oh, it's, you know, sorry." Randy Orton. Randy Orton is a nutcase, but they got him on steroids, so that explains his roid rage. John Cena, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool, but when he was the champion, he always carried the belt through the championship belt. He always carried that through the checkpoint, and we'd always have to open his bag, and he didn't like that because he knows we know what it is, but it's mandatory that we look at it, and it's just like, dude, put it in your check bag. But you know, he can't do that because he's on his way to a show. So so if he's on the way to the show and his bag gets lost, then he can't come out with a championship belt, so that would be a bad thing.